Black and White Network supporters, make sure you go over and check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. 25% off USA First. 25% off USA First. Go now.
Guys, is there a bigger fraud in politics outside of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris than Stacey Abrams? Stacey Abrams, like Democrats, she's a professional victim. She is a liar. And Democrats, they operate off emotion. And it's really just emotional lies. They want to get people riled up and let them believe lies. Now, Stacey Abrams was preaching voter suppression out there in the 2018 Georgia election. Now, when somebody on the right brings up something about voting, the mainstream media goes after them, calls them an election denier, even though Stacey Abrams did not concede, no matter what she actually says now, she did not concede her loss to Brian Kemp. And things are looking pretty bleak for her in the 2022 election. Now, folks, the black support for Stacey Abrams is less in 2022 than in 2018. Yes, you heard that correct. Let me repeat that again. The black voter support for Stacey Abrams is less now than in 2018. And she was out there, her and Joe Biden, calling Georgia's new election reform Jim Crow 2.0. But by the way, guys, guess who actually started Jim Crow? That would actually be Democrats. Stacey Abrams, Joe Biden, those kind of people. Well, guys, we got more devastating news here for Stacey Abrams, okay? Now, when it came to the primaries, there was a record turnout in the Georgia primaries, completely debunking Stacey Abrams' voter suppression narrative, folks. And yesterday was the first day of early voting in Georgia, folks, and Stacey Abrams looks like a clown again. A clown again. Georgia breaks record for first day midterm turnout after Abrams alleges voter suppression. A record amount of people came out and voted on the first day of early voting. Stacey Abrams, you are officially a fool. And we already knew that. We knew that because these Democrats, they operate off emotional lies. And there's going to be dummies out there that actually believe Stacey Abrams. But let's read this, guys. Georgians flocked to the polls Monday to cast their ballots for the 2022 midterm elections, breaking the turnout record for the first day of early voting in a midterm election year and undermining Democratic gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams' repeated claims that her opponent, incumbent Governor Brian Kemp, is engaged in widespread voter suppression. Nobody on the left is actually calling out Stacey Abrams. Nobody. The turnout on Monday was nearly double the first day vote total for 2018 and approached the total for 2020, a presidential year, according to the Georgia Secretary of State's office. As of Tuesday, just over 131,000 Georgia voters had cast their ballot, representing an 85% increase from over the first day of early voting in the 2018 midterm election, when 70,849 ballots were cast. In 2020, 136,739 voters cast their ballot on the first day of early voting. So, 131,000 people in Georgia were actually able to cast their ballot, way up from 71,000. And Stacey Abrams still talking about voter suppression. What is actually going to be her excuse, folks, when she actually loses this election? Because there's no doubt in my mind, folks, that she will lose this election. No doubt about it. It says here, quote, statewide reports of long lines were minimal, though there were some reports of voters waiting in line for more than 30 minutes from a few popular voting locations in metro areas. Now, 30 minutes in line, that's not very long to me. It's not. Early voting turnout is expected to increase during the final week of early voting, the Secretary of State's office announced. This mass of Georgians who made it to the ballot box on the first day of voting undermines Abrams' fear-mongering claim that SB 202, the state election integrity law passed in 2020, would disenfranchise minorities. You actually have a record number of minorities, black people, going out there and voting. Stacey Abrams is a fool. Democrats have nothing to run on. That is their problem. They have nothing to run on. And they're thinking that people actually really do care about going out there and voting for abortion. No, they don't. People are going out there and voting on inflation. Inflation that Democrats have caused. And Stacey Abrams really has no shot to win this, I believe. I really don't. Upon the bill's passage, Beijing Biden joined the chorus of Democrats who predicted that it would suppress the minority vote, calling it Jim Crow in the 21st century and an atrocity. Now, guys, these Democrats, and I'm talking to you black people, these Democrats think you are dumb. They think that you can't go out there and get a state ID. It is very, very simple. Now, out here in Texas, all you got to do is go online, call your Department of Public Safety, and schedule an appointment. You fill out the application, you pay the fee, and you get an ID. Now, in some states, they actually give it to you for free if you can't afford it. It's just that simple. But Stacey Abrams think you're just so stupid that you just can't go and do that. And when you actually fill out your ID, it asks you if you want you to register to vote. And if you do, check the box. It's just that easy. But these people, man, Stacey Abrams, man, you know what's going to be next? I'm wondering, again, if she's actually going to run for governor again for a third time and fail. Or will she actually try to run for president of the United States in 2024? Because she's not going to win this election. She's just not. Stacey Abrams has been exposed as a fraud. You know, it's just like a Beto O'Rourke over here in Texas. He keeps running for these major offices, but he just can't win. And Stacey Abrams actually has a better chance in Georgia than Beto does over here in Texas. Record amount of people show up and vote early, but hey, voter suppression, right? Hey, YouTube, Big Tech, are you guys gonna try to suppress Stacey Abrams' lie? Are you guys actually going to call it the big lie like you do with people on the right? Of course not. They're not going to do that. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.